Hi, TikTok, it's Dr. Wendy Walsh, my Wednesday night live stream, Ask Me Anything. Hello, StreamYard. That includes, oh gosh, where? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Where else are you watching from? YouTube. Anyway, you guys are here. Hi. This is my Wednesday night live stream where I take a few questions from each of you. You can ask me anything. And welcome to my live stream. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. I'm America's relationship expert. I've been studying the science of love for the past couple decades, and I know that love is biological, it's psychological, and it's social. And I've got the science on it. So shoot me some questions. First of all, on TikTok, hi TikTok, I love to find out where you're watching from. So the first thing I need you to do is shoot me a comment, city, country, state, wherever you are, let me know. It's always wonderful to see my viewers from around the world on TikTok. Hello, Jonathan, over there on YouTube. Where are you watching from? And Dayton, Ohio. Hello, Dayton, Ohio. How are you? Let me get all my comments streaming over here. Banners. And there's my comments. Okay, so we're going to start right off with a question. Hi, Lisa from Santa Barbara. Let me say a few hellos, and then Sean, I'm going to answer your question because you are so quick. Oh, you're on TikTok, Jonathan, but I see you here on YouTube. That's interesting, and TikTok. Hello, Massachusetts. Thank you for your compliment. Hi, Mary, in North Carolina. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I can't talk. It's been a long day. Hello, tell me where you're watching from. It's always exciting. Reconnect with my high school boyfriend. You've helped my anxious time. Oh, that's so sweet to hear. That makes me feel so good. So hello from Sweden. How are you? I love Sweden. I love Stockholm. Oh my gosh, I could live there. I love that place. Hi, Arkansas. Hi, Belize. Hi, Australia. Hi, where else we got? Another Arkansas. Hi, Maine. Hilton Head Island, Cincinnati, Ohio. Where we got down here? Silverado, is that a place? Oh, and Maddie in New York City. I want to make sure I got 2 cameras going and lots of social media. Hi, Asheville. Hi, Caledonia. Nice to see you. Okay, let's get to the relationship questions because it's that time. So let's first start over with Sean on YouTube. And he says, my girlfriend of 8 months was avoidant and I'm anxious. It was so hard every day. She avoided, I felt abandoned. How do I tell her I can't do this anymore? So assuming you're still in this relationship, even though you used past tense, Sean, you know, what's really interesting is people with an anxious attachment style have such a hard time asserting themselves, both when they have needs within a relationship and even when they're exiting a relationship. Like it shouldn't be a question of how to break up with somebody, right? You should be able to say, this isn't working for me. I want to find somebody that doesn't trigger me. I should get this microphone over here for you guys so you can hear me better now. And so I think you've got to be brave. You've got to have a plan. You shouldn't use a breakup as a way to try to draw somebody back in. That's kind of passive aggressive. Instead, you just want to say, it's not working for me. I need to find somebody. Okay. Hi, Margaret in Tennessee. I see you over there. Any questions up here? Yes, we have TikTokers who agree with an anxious attachment style, just to move along. My thoughts on long distance relationship. In fact, tonight in my private Patreon, my exclusive Zoom room, this is going to be the topic. Long distance relationships. There's still time for you to sign up. Right after I leave this live stream, I log onto my Patreon. It begins at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. The topic is long distance relationships. Patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. Patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. Hi, watching from Denver. My ex came back. What do I do? I don't know. Do you want the relationship or not? Usually, revisiting an old relationship, you're going to fall into the same old patterns again. It's rare unless both of you got lots of therapy and changed your way. We have been in a long distance dating. He stopped FaceTiming me and says he's busy. That's how guys break up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so blunt, but that's true. They just stop. They ghost. They disappear. That's somebody who doesn't have good communication skills. I'm sorry. Any other questions about relationships? Let me refresh the comments over here on my other social media. Let's see what we got. If you've got questions, I've got answers. Jonathan, you got a question? I see the word question. You never get a date. You got to get on those dating apps. You got to learn how to make a good profile. You got to have some good pitch lines. There is an art to human mating and you can figure it out. You have a question about moving in? Somebody, Val? What's the question? When is a good time? Thank you for your kind words. Hey, you who says no dating apps, let me say this. Dating apps aren't the problem. Dating apps are just the new replacement bar. It's relationship skills that are the problem. Dating apps are not, they're misnamed. They shouldn't be called dating apps. They should be called meeting apps, and you should get off the app very quickly and get in a phone call. I was with someone, oh, it went so fast. Oh gosh, God. It's confusing. So he's still communicating with you, but he doesn't want a relationship. Is that what I read? It goes so fast. These questions are coming so fast, I can barely read them. Oh, this is a very good question. Okay, James from Digby, Nova Scotia. I just need to say something. I was born in the Halifax Infirmary, but soon after, I moved to Digby, Nova Scotia. Is that funny? Early life. I mean, I was probably there for the first 4 years of my life, because by the time I started kindergarten, I was over in Dartmouth. Okay, just letting you know. How to have a prenup talk in the best way. You know what? Talking about a living arrangement, a prenuptial arrangement, any kind of contract you're going to have is great practice for having good communication in your relationship. So it doesn't have to be angry. It doesn't have to be about protective. It should be about shared common goals. So it might say something like, hey, we need to think about the future and maybe protect some of our assets and find a way. Let's discuss what this living agreement or this marriage means to us. Let's think about what would happen if it ended. How would you want it to end? Let's figure out a way so that we'd work out all the what ifs before we head into it. I think that's perfectly fair. And everybody should have a contract if they're living together. Okay, what else we got here? Christopher, I don't answer sexual questions because I'm a relationship therapist. So I only answer sexual questions in relationship to the relationship. In other words, I'm not a sexologist. Well, okay. I got to put this up because Anne Sophie, this is a very good question. Her question here on, I think you're on YouTube, is it more difficult for women to find the perfect man after 30? What's the big red flag word for Dr. Wendy right there? Perfect. First of all, there's no such thing, Anne Sophie, as a perfect person of any gender. If you're saying, is it harder to find a commitment-oriented man over the age of 30? Yes, because those who have a secure attachment style generally get married earlier in their fertility window for men and women. And so what ends up getting left in the mating marketplace after the age of 30 are often a lot of people with anxious and avoidant attachment styles or disorganized attachment style. Okay, if you'd like to work with me, brow gel, brand is called New Derma, then you should just send me a message on Instagram DM or something. Do you like my brows? I just had them, what do? They dye them. That's what happened. Yes, we are not perfect. Okay. James also says, this lady I met on LinkedIn, she's amazing and calls me daily. She's so caring. How do I not let the neurotransmitters take over? Well, I have two questions about this. One is like, you met her online and you're talking on the phone. Are you seeing each other? Like, are you dating in the real world? I'm really a big fan of getting together in the real world and touching. I'm not into fantasy relationships. Okay, the question Val says now, when to move in with someone you love? When you have complete trust and you've talked about everything, that your relationship goals are the same, whether you want to have a family or not. If you want to get married, not everybody does. The research shows that if you live together before marriage, you actually have a higher divorce rate and you have less chance that you will get married. So the only exception to that rule is if you have a wedding date on the calendar and you've moved in to save money for the wedding or something. But you do want to have a living agreement and you want to talk about sorry, I'm not going to go live with somebody. You want to talk about finances and see their bank statements and see their debt. All this is very important. When you live with somebody or marry somebody, all of a sudden, everything gets commingled. And these are important stuff. Women can be pushed into poverty. Is it okay if the guy I'm dating is short with his texts? He does text me every day. Is that codependency? No. I mean, if a relationship is supposed to be an exchange of care, That care can be great emotional support. I would like to see him calling more and texting less, actually. And you could ask for that if that's what you want. But, my feeling is that text should be used for, I'll be there in 5 minutes, I'm just parking. That should be the only text you ever send. Or what time are you available to talk? What time can I pick you up? They should be transactional to help you get closer in the real world. So many good questions down here. Lover Boy in Chicago says, my girlfriend told me if I gave a lot of money to my family, she would divorce me. Let's find out what she means by this, okay? Financial care is one form of care in a relationship. A relationship is an exchange of care. That care can take so many forms, right? It can be sexual care, financial care, emotional support care, intellectual stimulation care, domestic responsibility care, child care, et cetera, et cetera. So is she saying, I'm afraid you won't have enough money left to give me financial care, and financial care is a form of love to me? Let's find out all the other forms of love that could help her feel secure, right? You need to explore this more. When people say something, you need to explore more. Relationship book referrals. Everyone should read the book Attached that explains attachment theory for the layperson. It's great. Of course, you should read my books, The Boyfriend Test, The Girlfriend Test, and The 30-Day Love Detox. What are the major signs of a controlling man in a relationship that you can be blind to? Okay, so here's the thing. Some people think in the early stages, if someone's calling a lot, and especially late at night, are you in bed yet? Just want to say goodnight, that they're being intimate and friendly. But often these are signs they're starting to control. They want to make sure you're tucked in and that you're not with somebody else, right? They start the checking up. They can be controlling if they tell you to do your hair a certain way or wear certain clothes. Look, the partner who's going to love you is going to love you for you, exactly who you are, and you shouldn't have to change for anybody. This is actually an interesting question to explore. Manuel Rodriguez from Sacramento. I believe I love her and vice versa. How do I deal with feeling that I'm dating down and always feeling like I can do better? Okay, so this is called the bigger, better deal phenomenon. And it is partly stimulated by the fact we all of us, no matter your age or gender, have too much romantic choice right now in our lifespans. So back in our anthropological past, the average human probably only laid eyes on about 150 other humans in their entire lifespan. And now we have thousands of new potential prospects a thumb swipe away. So what happens with this paradox of choice, as it's called, is that we are less likely to make a choice. And when we do make a choice, we don't value it. So actually, research has shown that when you make a commitment, if you make a commitment to that girlfriend, like you move in together, you get married, then you want the world to know that you made a good choice. So you actually value them more. You'll talk better about them. And, it's like you buy a new car. What do you do for the first 3 months is you tell all your friends what a great car it is, because you want them to validate your choice that you've spent that money, right? All right, back up to TikTok. Yes, you can blame it on social media as well. I need a sip. I've got a little white wine spritzer here, mostly soda water. But a little Sancerre. Isn't that sacrilegious to take a really good French wine and water it down with ice and soda water? But I'm a lightweight, so that's what I do. How can I handle a relationship where my husband chose his family as a priority, not us and his kids? It means he has a fused family system in his family of origin, and he's been unable to transfer primary attachment figures. You got to get into couples therapy to work that stuff out. Again, someone's asking the best way to leave somebody. You just tell them and go. You make a plan before you even tell them. You say, I'm moving out, or we're breaking up, or it's not working for me. I'm not happy. That's all. I don't want you to change. You're great. We don't need to be together. It's really simple. Should I make a whole video of all the ways to break up? Okay. Jonathan asks, where did it go? I tried to put it up there. What's the difference between a relationship and a friendship? Romantic attraction, sexual attraction. Generally, friends don't have sex, and friends with benefits are in a relationship. They're trying to not be, but they are. What do you think about getting back into dating, even though you're working and figuring out career after COVID? Okay, I want to remind everybody, dating is not a separate domain from working or school or whatever. It is the whole reason why we work, right? We are put on the planet to reproduce. We are wired to bond. People need each other. It should be the most important thing that you do in your life. And if finding or keeping a mate is not the most important thing in your life, you need to ask yourself why, right? Because the whole reason people get education and get careers is that so that they can have access to a wider variety of mates or higher status mates. It's all the whole reason for being is about human mating strategy. It really is. Thank you, Christina, for saying yes. I don't know what you said yes to, but thank you. Zoe, my boyfriend of 3 years only sees me once a week, and I've talked to him about seeing him more. He agrees, but it doesn't happen. It's been months, and he blames it on being depressed. Am I being too harsh? No. Okay, so Zoe, your needs are important. You have a right to your needs. If he has depression, it's not your job to be his therapist. It's not your job to fix him. It's not your job to let him off the hook. I mean, who knows? If you broke up with him, you might be giving him the gift of pain that finally makes him go to therapy, right? So it's his job to take care of his mental health. Now, you can assist him. You can say, look, if you're suffering from depression, can I help you find a therapist? Can I drive you there? Whatever, I can help you, but I can't be your therapist. And so, no, that is not harsh. Oh, Christina said about making a video about different ways to break up. Yeah, I should do that. Let me think about that. Love is the most important thing, not just sure how people perceive this time without a job. Well, that's why people get jobs, right? Because that's one of the main reasons that people break up with people or people stay single because they don't have income so that they could support a life. How do I know she's the one? We're talking stage, 2 months in. You don't know. Takes time. 2 months in, just talking stage. Slow down that boat. You won't know. And by the way, there's no such thing as the one. There are many ones. Even the most monogamous of humans, and most of us are wired for serial monogamy, but even the most monogamous of humans may have 2 or 3 long stints of monogamy in their life with some mate selection in between. We call that dating because of our extra long life expectancies that are all new. Your guy blames you that you can't get pregnant. Okay, stop. I'm sorry, that's a jerk. You both need to go to fertility doctor together, and it could be him. You don't know. Jordan asks how to build emotional intimacy. Okay, let's start with emotional intelligence that we all need to grow inside ourselves. Emotional intelligence has 3 prongs. Number 1, insight, being aware of your own feelings. Stop and listen to the voices inside yourself. Pay attention to your stomach. Number 2, learn to find words for those feelings and express them to others. If the only words you use for feelings are, I'm pissed, or I'm so happy, those are 2 things, right? There's a whole range of vocabulary and language. Look it up, go Google it, and learn how to use words for emotions in everyday conversation with people. And finally, learn to have empathy and compassion for others. Once you're aware of your own feelings, it's much easier to recognize the feelings in others. So that's emotional intelligence. Now, how do you grow emotional intimacy? You share your feelings. You're open, honest, vulnerable, authentic. You're not showing off and acting all cool or not talking about subjects that are uncomfortable to you. You get right in there and you're a human being because human beings love human beings. And that is the bond that helps people stay close. Okay, I'm going on to my Patreon exclusive Zoom room. It starts in 14 minutes. You still have time to sign up. You go to patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. That's patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. TikTok, as you know, you may not know, every Sunday during the Dr. Wendy Walsh radio show on iHeartRadio, I do a live stream, usually around somewhere in the 5 o'clock hour PM on Sundays. So TikTok, I will see you on Sunday live. Wednesdays and Sunday are my live stream. And everybody else, I'll see you back here next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Please come find me on Patreon, patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. I love you all, and I want you to have great, wonderful, supportive,